Okay, hi everyone. I'm Alpa. I'm the Garden to Table Manager here at the Open Door. So welcome. I'm so glad that so many of you are able to make it live. If you didn't know already, this is being recorded. So if you want to change your name or shut your video off, now's a good time to do it. We're going to share this with the rest of the gardeners who are not able to make it at this time. Okay, so welcome. If you are here at this meeting, hopefully you have all gotten an email that tells you what garden you're at, your plot number, and hopefully you've gotten a Sign Up Genius link to sign up for your plant pickup. So if you haven't received any of that stuff, email me and we will get that to you, or stay on after this meeting and we can talk that out. But we will just jump in and get started. So today's the Garden to Table kickoff. So you may not all know, Garden to Table was started in 2010 as part of the Open Doors healthy food policy. And it's a way to allow access to more healthy food. At the pantry, we have 70% perishables. So we try to put the healthiest food out there as we can. But our appointments usually filled up at least 4 weeks in advance, if not longer sometimes. So this is just another way for people to have healthier food during the growing season. So we currently have 13 gardens. We just added a new one this week at Glendale United Church. So we're going to have 10 plots over there. So that's going to make 13 community garden plots, or 13 community gardens that are available for adopting plots. So that's going to be 349 adoptable plots. And so what we'll provide for everybody is you will get a free plot, free plants, seeds, access to tools, water, mulch, compost, master gardener, contact information to ask questions, volunteers at many of the sites weekly to help in the common areas. You should have gotten an emailed toolkit, and there will also be a toolkit on site in your shed, in your binder. So if you have questions about pests or anything, you can look there. We'll provide gardening and food preservation classes, and you get to keep all the food that you're growing for your household. So in exchange, we ask that you do not allow your weeds to go to seed in your plot or in the path around your plot. When we see that happening, we assume that the plot's been abandoned, and we do have a waiting list. So we would just give your plot to someone else on the waiting list. So don't let the weeds go to seed. And instead of weighing our produce, which we've done in the past, we're just asking people to take a short survey. Likely it'll be about 5 questions, 3 times during the season, just letting us know how it's going and what the impact of having the garden is on your household. We will, as soon as the snow melts, which is likely next week, we'll put the cool weather seeds in a seed library if your garden has the seed library, or it'll be in your sheds. So these will be appropriate seeds to start growing in cooler weather. As the soil warms up, we will add seeds that are to put in for warmer weather. So your seeds will always be on site in your shed or in your seed library, depending on what garden you're at. You will have access to either a seed library or a shed. This year, plant pickup is at your garden. So you all should have received a Sign Up Genius link to sign up for your plant pickup. If you can't make it at that time, I recommend you try to send someone to pick up for you. And if that's just not going to work, we will have 11 other sites, actually 12 now, that you can pick up from on different days and different times. So contact me if the time on your Sign Up Genius doesn't work for you, and we can sign you up to pick up at a different garden that is not at your garden. And at a few of the gardens, we do have volunteers who are willing to help take care of plants on site. So I may have you coordinate with them on picking up plants at your garden. But we do ask you to pick up at a certain date and time, because the plants can't just sit in the sun. They'll die because they're in their tiny little pots. So contact me if that time frame doesn't work for you to pick up your plants, and we will work it out. Opportunities. Those of you who were already signed up in February and March knew about winter seed sowing. So we made mini greenhouses like the ones in this picture, and our people are starting their seeds that way. You are welcome to share your skills. This could be anything like pickling, how to make salsa, kombucha, whatever skills you would like to share. It could be a gardening skill. If you are interested in that, let me know, and I will send you a form to help think through the process of where it'll be, when, what you'll need from us, and just help walk us through that process. But if you're interested in sharing anything, let me know, and we'll get you started. We will have a harvest celebration. We do every year. We usually do it a little earlier now. Since COVID, we've been doing it outdoors in September instead of indoors in October. But you will get that information closer to the date. We have compost available on most sites. That'll be either in a compost bin, and we often bring compost to sites. So keep your eyes out for that. Take advantage of the compost. And if you have carpentry skills, we can use your help. So let me know if that is something you are interested in. So far, classes and events, there will be many more to come. But as you can see, we did winter seed sowing. Today is the spring kickoff. We're going to have 12 orientations via YouTube. So you probably got that in your welcome email. So it's just a video of kind of how your garden is laid out, where the shed is, where the water is, things like that. We're going to have the 12 plant pickups that are at your site, so you can sign up for those for your Sign Up Genius. We have a lot of cooking and gardening classes on our YouTube channels that you can access. So those playlists are there. If you would like to browse through those. And then upcoming classes, we're going to have a butterfly garden, pollinator garden class, June 12th at 1 o'clock via Zoom. Likely we'll record that for people who can't make it at that time. We've got pickling Wednesday, July 19th, and that's in person at Mount Calvary Church. And basic canning will be on August 7th. At 1 o'clock at Mount Calvary Church. And if you can't make it, we'll try to make little video snippets and have recipes available for you. Well, I am going to open it up for questions. Does anyone have any questions? That was a lot of information.
I think at some of the gardens, there are fruit plots like this strawberry plot, and there's a sign up, I think, for taking care of that plot and watering it. Could you go through the process for that?
Sure. Yeah. In your welcome email, there was also a Sign Up Genius link to sign up for a task a month at your garden. And some of the tasks could be turning or chopping up compost piles, watering the compost piles if you have those at your garden. And there are community beds at many of the gardens that will be strawberries or raspberries or asparagus or something like that. So volunteers who sign up to take care of those areas, make sure they're weeded, and things like that. So in the Sign Up Genius link in your welcome email, you can sign up for a task a month, and you can do it anytime. So Sign Up Genius makes me put in a date, or or I say like the week of June 1st or something. So you can just write in the comments when you actually do it. But it would be wonderful if everyone did one task a month. We could really keep these gardens in good shape. And since the land doesn't belong to us, mostly belongs to churches or the city or, a mobile home community, it's really great to keep the landowners happy by not spreading weeds around and keeping everything looking really nice. Does that answer your question, Gail?
Yeah, I was a little confused about what it means when I sign up. Like, when do I do it? Because obviously I would want to water the plot when it's dry. And if I say I'm going to do it, July 4th, and it rains on July 3rd, really heavy, then I don't want to water it on July 4th. So I wasn't sure how to do that.
Yeah. So you can just put the actual date in the comments. It's the way Sign Up Genius works. It kind of makes me choose something for a date. So it doesn't have to be at that exact time. It can be later, earlier, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Any other questions?
Are we allowed to bring our own seeds?
Yes, if you have your own seeds you would like to use and plants you'd like to use, you are welcome to use those. Yeah, we just asked to not plant perennials, so things that come up every year in your plot. We can, if you want something that's a perennial, let me know. We can maybe start a plot of that. Just because we don't, if someone else has the plot next year, then we've got this thing that's coming up that they didn't plant. So that's the only thing we ask.
Perfect, thank you. I also had a question about the sign-up sheet. I've been trying to access it and I've been having difficulties doing so. And also to see about the welcome video of showing you like where your plot is located. I wasn't able to view that either.
Because are you watching on your phone or a computer?
See, I'm watching on my phone. I thought that might be the issue too. So I was going to try it shortly on my laptop and see if there's a difference. But if not, who can I get in contact with?
Yeah, contact me if it's not working, but I would say try it on a computer because maybe, sometimes if your phone is on Wi-Fi and cell and it doesn't know what to pick and things happen, I would try it on your computer and then let me know if that doesn't work.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. You did mention about picking up the tools. Is this the same day we are picking up the plants? Or is there like a different sign-up sheet that we have to sign up for?
The tools are all shared, so they're on site in your shed. And so you will have tools on site that you can use that are shared with the whole community garden.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
If we have seeds left over from last year, should we assume that those are still viable for this year? Okay.
Yeah, and if you have extra seeds, you can always put them in your seed library that'll be coming to your garden or your shed. And we'll be bringing more. So, there's, when you buy a packet of carrot seeds, it's like 1,000 seeds in there. So feel free to just use how many you're going to use and then put it back and people will use the rest.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
What are the plants that we pick up?
So you'll get to choose. Good question. You'll get to choose your plants. So you get to shop just like when you're at the pantry. I can, you know what I should do is just email a list of the plants to everybody. It's kind of what we use for on the plant pickup day as your order form, but it has all the plants on there and how many of each thing you can pick. So I think I'll just email that out to everybody, but it's like general common things: Roma tomatoes, big boy tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, all kinds of peppers, cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, celery, onions. You know, it's pretty basic. And the
Okay.
things that come as seeds are things that are very easy to grow from seed, like beans and peas and basil and, you know, things that grow pretty easily from seed.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but that was good. Now I know to email the list of plants out to people. Is there any other questions?
Is there like a number of times in a week you have to visit your plot to make sure like the pests are, you know, taken care of, or like any help with the pests?
Yeah, I mean, we recommend trying to go in the height of the season, like every other day. It's okay if you don't make it. Just when you're there, you'll know if you need to come more often. Because if the weeds are growing really fast, then you
Mhm.
know that you need to come more often. If you know, if it's earlier in the season, you may not need to go, you know, as long as you weed well at the beginning of the season, it's much easier to keep it weed free through the hotter part of the season when the weeds grow faster.
Hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, is there any other questions?
Alpa, this is Dwayne. What's the recommendation about or policy about fences around the garden plots?
They need to be taken down in the fall. And that's a request for your particular garden. I know that the church likes it to look nice in the winter. And if people leave their fences up, then the wind blows them over and it looks like a bunch of garbage in their garden. They don't like that. So you're welcome to put fences up if you want to around your plot. If you feel like it's helpful, feel free. But at the end of the season, we do need to take them down.
Hmm.
Do you think they're needed?
I don't know that they really do much. I think people hope that it'll protect their plants from rodents, but the rodents just dig underneath it. So unless you're digging down chicken wire, you know, 8 inches or so, it's really, I don't think, very helpful. It could be helpful though if you want your plants to climb up on something and you just, you know, need some fencing for your beans or peas to climb. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Is there any other questions?
Hmm.
I see there's some things in the chat. Last year at the Y Garden, people mowing the soccer field and the lawn came and mowed in our garden. Is there a way we can stop this? My watermelon was mowed over.
No.
That is sad. That's kind of the agreement with them, is that they mow the path. So I would say maybe using a fence to kind of prop your watermelon up so it's not on the ground might be helpful. But sorry that happened. Good. All right. Well, that's all I have. If anyone has any other questions, you can ask me now. You can stay on, and after people get off, you can ask if you would like, or you can just email or call me anytime. So I'm going to stop recording, and then those of you who need to go, feel free. And those of you who want to stay on and ask questions, you can feel free to do that. I'm going to stop recording as soon as I find the right button. All right.